In the recent debate, Kamala Harris made several bold claims. She painted a rosy picture of America under the current administration, touting economic prosperity, safer streets, and a more secure border. But how many of them hold up under scrutiny? Let's dive into the facts from a Republican perspective, dissecting her statements and comparing them to the reality many Americans are experiencing. Vice President Harris touted the administration's economic record, claiming record job growth and economic prosperity. She highlighted the significant strides made in reducing unemployment rates and boosting the economy, painting a picture of a nation on the rise. But are those claims just smoke and mirrors? Is the reality as rosy as it seems, or is there more beneath the surface that we need to uncover? The metaphor of smoke and mirrors suggests that what we see might not be the whole truth, that there could be an illusion at play. While it's true that unemployment numbers are down, the reality for many Americans is a different story. For those who are still struggling to find work, the job market can feel like a maze with no clear path. The lines at job fairs are long, and the competition is fierce. Many are left feeling disheartened and anxious about their future. Inflation is soaring, eating away at those hard-earned paychecks. The rising costs are not just numbers on a chart, they are felt in every grocery store aisle and at every gas pump. Families are finding it harder to stretch their dollars, and the concern is palpable as they watch their receipts grow longer and their budgets tighter. The cost of everyday goods from groceries to gas is skyrocketing, putting immense pressure on working families. Shelves that were once full are now often empty, and the prices of essential items continue to climb. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's a crisis for many who are already living paycheck to paycheck. Can we really talk about economic success when Americans are struggling to put food on the table? The sight of a family sitting down to a sparse dinner or a parent opening an empty refrigerator is a stark reminder of the challenges many face. The worry in their eyes is unmistakable, and it raises serious questions about the true state of the economy. The administration might point to their policies, but are those policies actually helping or simply masking deeper economic problems? At political rallies and town hall meetings, the frustration of the public is evident. People are demanding real solutions, not just reassurances. They want to know that the policies in place are making a tangible difference in their lives. We need to look beyond the surface, beyond the talking points, and examine the true impact on everyday Americans. It's not enough to celebrate statistics. We must understand the human stories behind them. Families gathered around kitchen tables, poring over bills and expenses, are the real measure of economic health. Their experiences and struggles should be at the forefront of any discussion about economic success. Vice President Harris spoke about the administration's commitment to safer communities, emphasizing the need for comprehensive reforms and community engagement. But do those words match the reality on our streets? Are we truly seeing the changes that were promised, or are we merely hearing empty rhetoric? Across the country, we're seeing a surge in violent crime, with alarming statistics that paint a grim picture of our urban centers. Cities are experiencing record homicide rates, with some areas seeing the highest numbers in decades. This isn't just a statistic, it's a crisis affecting real lives. From New York to Chicago to Los Angeles, the story is the same. These cities, once bustling with life and opportunity, are now grappling with unprecedented levels of violence. The news is filled with stories of violence, each headline more distressing than the last. It's a constant reminder of the danger that lurks in our neighborhoods. This leaves communities living in fear, with residents feeling trapped in their own homes. The sense of security that once defined these neighborhoods is now a distant memory. How can we talk about progress when mothers are afraid to let their children play in the park? These spaces, meant for joy and laughter, now stand empty and silent. When businesses are boarded up, it signals more than just economic decline. It represents a loss of community and a breakdown of the social fabric that holds us together. Law-abiding citizens are left feeling vulnerable, questioning their safety and the future of their neighborhoods. The fear is palpable, and the uncertainty is overwhelming. The administration's rhetoric on crime simply doesn't match the lived experience of Americans in these cities. While speeches and promises are made, the reality on the ground tells a different story. We need to acknowledge the problem, not downplay it. It's time for a candid conversation about the challenges we face and the steps needed to address them. Implementing real solutions to restore safety and security to our communities is crucial. This means investing in community policing, supporting neighborhood watch programs, and fostering collaboration between law enforcement and residents. We must work together to rebuild trust and create environments where families feel safe and children can thrive. It's about more than just reducing crime. It's about restoring hope and rebuilding our communities from the ground up. There are success stories out there, examples of communities that have turned the tide through collective effort and innovative approaches. These stories should inspire us and guide our actions moving forward. By coming together, we can make a difference. It's a shared responsibility that requires commitment, transparency, and a genuine desire to see change. Let's not ignore the reality on our streets. Let's confront it head-on and work towards a safer, brighter future for all. Vice President Harris asserted that the border is secure, that they've made significant progress on immigration. She emphasized the administration's efforts to address the root causes of migration, such as poverty and violence in Central America. But is that the reality on the ground? Despite these claims, the situation at the border remains complex and challenging. The images we see tell a different story, a story of chaos, of desperate individuals risking everything for a chance at a better life, of overwhelmed border patrol agents struggling to manage the influx of people, and a humanitarian crisis unfolding. Families and children are often found in makeshift camps, waiting for their chance to seek asylum. The flow of illegal immigration continues, with many migrants facing dangerous journeys through harsh terrains. With record numbers of apprehensions at the border, these numbers highlight the ongoing challenges faced by border security. The drugs continue to pour in as smugglers exploit the chaos to transport illegal substances, fueling the opioid epidemic that's ravaging our communities. The impact of these drugs is felt nationwide, contributing to a public health crisis. The administration may claim success, pointing to policy changes and diplomatic efforts, but the facts on the ground paint a different picture. The statistics and real-life scenarios reveal a more troubling reality. We need to acknowledge the crisis at the border, enforce our immigration laws, and provide adequate resources to those on the front lines, and implement solutions that protect our national security. This includes enhancing border security measures and addressing the root causes of migration, and uphold the rule of law. It's crucial to ensure that our immigration system is fair, just, and effective in managing the flow of people into the country. Community outreach and support programs can also play a vital role in addressing the needs of migrants and helping them integrate into society. International cooperation and aid are essential in tackling the root causes of migration, ensuring that people have opportunities and safety in their home countries. Amidst the challenges, there are stories of hope and resilience. Many migrants have successfully integrated and contributed positively to their new communities. These stories remind us of the potential for positive outcomes when we approach immigration with compassion and pragmatism. Together, we can build a system that respects human dignity, upholds the law, and ensures the safety and security of all. Vice President Harris touted the administration's commitment to affordable health care, but has that translated into a better healthcare system for Americans? While they promised lower costs and better coverage, the reality for many is a different story. Premiums continue to rise, deductibles are sky high, and many are finding themselves priced out of the healthcare market altogether. The promises of a more accessible, affordable healthcare system have fallen short, leaving many Americans struggling to access the care they need. We need to move beyond empty promises and work towards real, market-based solutions that empower patients and drive down costs. Vice President Harris spoke of unity and reaching across the aisle, but her actions and the actions of this administration tell a different story. From day one, they've pursued a radical agenda, ramming through legislation without any attempt at bipartisan consensus. They've demonized their opponents, silenced dissenting voices, shown little interest in genuine dialogue or compromise. This isn't bipartisanship. It's partisanship disguised as unity, a dangerous game that further divides our nation. We need leaders who are willing to engage in good faith, to find common ground, and to put the interests of the American people above partisan politics. As we've seen, there's often a stark contrast between the rhetoric and the reality. Vice President Harris's words paint a rosy picture, but the facts on the ground tell a different story. It's crucial to look beyond the carefully crafted speeches, the sound bites, and the talking points, and examine the facts for ourselves. We need to be critical thinkers, to question the narratives presented to us, and to form our own judgments based on evidence and reason. Stay informed and make your own judgments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more in-depth analysis.